Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, come on into the Bible Bistro. We've got it fresh and delicious, just like every day. It's organic, it's responsibly handled, it's artisanally made just for you. What am I talking about? 5-minute Bible study. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. That's Daily Dose Radio. And today we're looking at verses 43 and 44 in Psalm 18. Let me remind you before we read about message tribes. I told you about that yesterday. Go to messagetribe/Daily Dose Radio. You can sign up to receive on your mobile device a text every day with the verse of the day. So that psalm that we're studying, the verse that we'll be studying on that day, whatever day it might be, you'll receive that verse or one of the verses as a text for meditation. So I hope you'll try it out. Go to Message Tribes and give them a try and see what you think. We're looking at verses 43 and 44 today. You will deliver me from the strife of the people. You will place me as the head of the nations. People that I know not will serve me. For the hearing of the ear they will hear me. The foreigners will come cringing to me. This begins, verses 43 and 44 begin for us a section that I'm calling the me section. And we've had 6 of these me sections throughout Psalm 18. And really what that tells me is just how personal this is for David. He's not talking about the Lord, and he's not talking about faith from a distance, and he's not talking about the goodness of God from a distance. No, this is affecting him. It's happened to him. And if we go all the way back, just let me do a real quick review of those 6 me sections with you, okay? We'll do that real quick, and then we'll get back to the text. The very first one was verses 4 and 5. That's the first me section. And in that me section, we have described the trouble that he's in. The cords of death surrounded me. The floods of destruction, they assailed me. The cords of Sheol surrounded me. The snares of death, they confronted me. So you notice that the word me, that first person, it's very close to the skin there, isn't it? Because we hear the problem, the need for deliverance is very nicely described. And of course, as you take these me sections one by one, you can really see Messiah's voice in here. You can see the story of the Lord Jesus in his passion here in Psalm 18. And of course, we're going to hit Psalm 19 and Psalm 20 and Psalm 22, and we're going to have more of this messianic theme come through, but we see it here, I think, in these me sections. But of course, also, this is talking about David and his need for deliverance, because he's the one that wrote it. Even though it's prophetic, still it applied to him. Second me section is in verses 16 through 20, and that's a big one. This is the deliverance that God granted him. He took me, he drew me, he delivered me. He was a staff for me. He put me in a broad place. He delivered me. He delights in me. He rewarded me. He recompensed me. So we have that section there in Psalm 18. So this is the deliverance section, the me section. We have a refrain in 24, which is a me refrain. The Lord will restore me. And we talked about that when we went through this part of the psalm. That works as a refrain with verse 20, which was the end of the second me section. The third me section is found in 33 through 36. He has set my feet like hinds' feet. He caused me to stand upon high places. He has given me the shield of deliverance. His right hand supports me. You have enlarged my steps under me. Then you go down to the fourth me section is right there in verses 39 and 40. You have bowed under me those who rose up against me. You have given me the necks of my enemies. Then you have a break in 41 and 42. We talked about those verses yesterday, and now the final me section, this is the fifth one, here in 43 through 48. And you'll notice just how often you have the me statements here in this section. So I'll encourage you to read through it. Tomorrow we'll go back over 43, 44, and look at 45 and 46. So join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.